All right, we are live. We are at Taunton East in Taunton, Massachusetts, and this is the second game of the day between SIBL and Taunton West. So stepping into the box is Jaden Cruz. And Jaden Cruz, number 3. SIBL is wearing the blue and gray pinstripes. There's the pitch. That ball is high. So we got 2 balls, no strikes. I do apologize for the one camera angle. Here's the pitch. That ball is down the middle for strike 1. So it's 1 and 2 on Cruz. My name is Jason. Welcome to my channel here. That ball is high and outside. 3 balls, 1 strike to Cruz. We're on field D. And that ball is high and inside, and that's ball 4 as Cruz takes first base. And here comes Jack Souza. Number 6 for SIBL. It's the top of the first inning. That ball is outside. We're playing Little League rules here. So with Little League rules, there is no stealing until the ball reaches home plate or a pass ball. So 1 ball to Jack. Here's a pitch. That ball is in there for strike 1, I'm sorry. So in just a second here, you're going to probably hear some feedback. That ball is popped foul back into the center of the complex here. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jack Souza. That's a ball. All right. So we got a pretty good audio stream going. I can hear that in the background there. And that's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So big cut by Jack. Took him off balance a little bit. So strike 3 for out number 1. Here comes Luke Finglas. Number 11. Cruz at first. Here's the pitch. That ball is hit down the third base line, and the center fielder is there to make the catch for out number 2. I'm sorry, that was the right fielder. So I said center, but that's the right fielder. I'm actually, just so you know, my view is actually behind the backstop here. Here comes Owen Monis. That ball is high for... Well, it was high, but it's called a strike. And that's a stolen base for Jaden. So Cruz is at second. We got 1 strike on Owen Monis. Owen, of course, the big hero of the Blue Crab tournament as he looks at ball 1. With that walk-off homer in the Blue Crab tournament last Friday. And that ball looks a little high, but so this umpire has a little bit of a high strike zone. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Monis. We got Cruz at second. Here's the pitch. That ball is way outside for ball 2. So if you're just joining, again, my name is Jason. Thank you for listening to the SIBL and Taunton West game here in Taunton, Massachusetts. Here's the pitch. That ball is lined hard, and it bounced off the third baseman, thrown over to first base, not in time. Cruz stays at second. Time is called. It looks like the third baseman got hit in the jaw, like kind of just between the jaw and the shoulder there. So we've got some time out here, and The fielders are all taking a knee. However, Monis is safe at first on a base hit. And the umpire is standing there as the coaches are attending the third baseman. I don't have his name. I apologize. I don't have their positions. But it looks like he's going to be okay, and we're about to resume play here. Justin Cleaves, the bat boy, number 7, just had his cast removed yesterday from a broken elbow. He is the catcher for SIBL. And here comes Nolan Mello, big old number 34. That ball is hit down to short and in time to make the out on the out call there. So after 1/2 inning, no score. We'll be right back, and I'll bring you the starting lineup for the home team, Taunton West. All right, we are live now on Troy City Radio as well as YouTube, and we are in the bottom of the first inning here at here in Taunton, and we are watching Nolan Mello on the mound. Here comes the pitch to the first batter for Taunton West, Escobas, for strike 1. So that ball is in there for strike 1. So it's 1 ball, no balls, 1 strike. And welcome to YouTube, and welcome to Troy City Radio. That ball is hit up the middle, right to the pitcher, Nolan Mello, for the first out of the game. Right back up to the pitcher there. So 1 out, just like that. Here comes Andrews, number 10 for Taunton West. Ball 1, looking to take a bunt, or looking to bunt rather. All right, so I'm just monitoring the streams here. So it looks like we're pretty good on both. Here comes another pitch. That ball is in there, just painting the corner for 1 strike. So it's 1-1 to Andrews. and swung on right down the middle for strike number 2. So 1-2. Home plate umpire. Umpire of the game here is Dan Novello. There's a pitch. That ball is high. So 2-2, count is even. We're broadcasting live on YouTube and Troy City Radio. You can listen to the stream on at troycityradio.net. Just click on the Listen Live tab on your phone or computer. That ball is a little dribbler to third base, and it's bobbled by Matty Burt. And so we're going to, so it looks like we're reaching on an E5. So Andrews reaches on the error. Here comes Cashman. That ball is in there for strike 1. All right. So 2 strikes on Cashman here. There's the pitch from Mello. Inside, strike 3. That ball looked like it was inside. But Novello called it strike 3. So caught looking for out number 2 is Cashman. Here comes Santos, number 23. So we have Andrews at first. Here's the pitch from Mello. Big swing and a miss for strike 1. Not too sure exactly if this is the first or second game for Taunton West, but this is definitely the second game today for SIBL, who played against their B team earlier today. And that ball is in there for strike 2. So SIBL played a SIBL 11UB this morning at 8:30, right here in this same complex, and they actually went on to win that game. I believe the score was 10-2. So we got 2 strikes here on Santos, and that ball is back to the backstop, and it definitely altered our view. So let me see if I can fix the view here. So we got 1 ball and 2 strikes. All right. For strike 3, and that will end the inning. So after we got no score going second inning here in Taunton. All right, we're back on Troy City Radio. This is the YouTube. And that ball is swung on and missed. All right, so here we are. Let's see if we can get a signal here. I think we might have lost signal. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Matt Burt. And so it's 2-2. There we go. That ball is hit and out at first. So 5-3 for out number 1. All right. So we are now broadcasting live. Here comes, who is this? This is Jaden Souza. And he takes a look at strike number 1. And it's a foul ball. So we are now live on both YouTube and Troy City Radio. There we go. And we got the microphone working. We're doing all our stuff here. We're having a good time. Here comes the ball. That ball is in the dirt, and it just kind of straightened out the camera for those that are viewing on YouTube. Okay. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch by Escobar, and that's outside for another ball. So it's 2-2. So nobody on if you're just joining us. And in there for strike 3, and that's going to be a strikeout looking by Jaden Souza. So just like that, 2 away here in the top half of the second inning. Here comes Nolan Donaldson. So he gets his sign from the third base coach and steps in. Here's the pitch by Escobar. And not sure if that was a swing or not. Okay, so no swing there. And so that's ball 1. And every time the ball hits the backstop, it does mess with the camera angle. That's a big swing and a miss for strike 1. So it's 1-1 on Donaldson. We're here in the bottom of the second inning here in Taunton, Massachusetts. That ball is high. So 2 balls, 1 strike. So you'll hear a little bit of delay. That ball is fouled. So you'll hear a little bit of delay on being picked up through the microphone. That's because we are also monitoring on TroyCityRadio.net. So it's picking up the back there. All right. Beautiful sunshine day. Very, very limited clouds here. And That ball looks like it was very high and outside, but according to the umpire, it is strike 3 and 3 outs. So that's going to do it after 1.5, no score here on Troy City Radio. All right, welcome back to Taunton, Massachusetts. We are live here at the SIBL and Taunton West game, number 13, Chillingarian. And that ball is very, but totally messed up the camera here on this one. So let's see if we can actually get it better. Let's see if we can do this. Maybe if we go this way. There we go. How's that one? Nope, that one isn't going to work. So let's go with this one. So that's not going to work either. So the camera's all messed up here. And we got timeout for a ball on the field. Okay, I think that one will work right there. Yeah, that should work right there in the. Let's see. So we got 2 balls and 1 strike on the batter here. And that ball is caught by Owen Monis at first base for out number 1. Okay, there we go. So hopefully that should fix the problem. So we got 1 out here. And here comes number 99, Hebert. Here's the pitch, and that ball is in there for strike number 1. Nolan gets his sign. Here's the pitch. That ball is fouled back to the backstop. And currently the game time temperature right now is 78 degrees. We are in East Taunton, Massachusetts. We've got 4 baseball fields going on around us here, 4 baseball games. We are at field D. So we got 2 strikes on Hebert. That ball is ball 1. So it's 1 and 2 on Hebert. So we've got Luke Finglas at third for defense. We've got Jaden Cruz at short. Here's the pitch. Way inside for ball 2. And we've got Nolan Donaldson at second, Owen Monis at first, and catching is number 4, Kyle Rogers. Here's a pitch. In there for strike 3, looking. And so far, 2 up, 2 down. Here comes Thacker. I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong. And on deck we have Leskowski. Leskowski, that's it. So here's number 15. Here's a pitch. That's in there for strike number 1, just on the outside corner. A beautiful, beautiful sunshiny day here in East Taunton, Massachusetts. Again, we're broadcasting live on YouTube and on Troy City Radio. That ball was high and swung on for strike 2. So a little bit of frustration by Thacker. He steps back into the box. And there's the pitch. And again, and he just threw the bat, and nothing's going to happen on that one, but just threw the bat, and that should be an automatic ejection, but the umpire does not agree with that one. So big swing and a miss to end the inning. After 2, no score here on Troy City Radio. We're back here in East Taunton at the East Taunton Little League Field, the East Taunton Little Complex here in Massachusetts. We're broadcasting live on YouTube and on Troy City Radio. Connor James, we're in the the top of the 3rd inning. Connor James is stepping into the box here. And here we go with the action outside for ball 1. Here's the pitch. That ball is swung on and over to second base, over to first, and in time for the outs. So 1 down here in the top of the 3rd inning. And here comes Zach Kern. Kern stepping out, taking a look down the third base line to get his signals. Here comes the pitch from Escobas. And showing bunt, and it's a beautiful bunt placed gently on the grass. And that ball is missed and into right field, and he reaches. I'm going to give him a base hit on that because the grass basically just stopped that ball. So a great bunt single by Zach Kern. So Kern on first. Here comes Kyle Rogers. We got one down. Time is called as the pitcher for Taunton West is tying his shoe. Kern with some speed going down the first base line there. Beat that out. Even if the first baseman didn't miss it, it definitely would have been a save. Here's the pitch to Rogers, and that ball is hit hard down the first base line. Picks it up over to second. There's one there. Not in time for the double play, but he does get the out at second. It looks like we've got a little bit of an argument here. Not really going to brew into anything. So Kern is out on the fielder's choice. And Rogers reaches on the fielder's choice. And that's going to bring us back to the top of the order. So we've got two outs. We've got Rogers on first. Here's the pitch to Cruz. That ball is hit to right field and caught for out number 3 to retire the side. So after 2.5, the score remains 0-0. And looks like Matt Donaldson, the third base coach for SIBL, having a little conversation with the umpire, Dan Noviello. Forgive me if I pronounced that wrong, but it looks like Jaden Souza is about to come in to pitch. So we're in between innings here. We're staying with you here on Troy City Radio and on YouTube. And we are broadcasting the video on YouTube Live, and we are broadcasting the audio on Troy City Radio, which you can pick up on your cell phone, your smartphone, or your tablet, or your laptop, whatever it is that you use to listen to music. But we are live. So, again, my name is Jason, and coming up here for Taunton West, we have Liskowski, Resendiz, and then the top of the order. We got Jaden Souza pitching now. All right. And looks like Matty B is over at third. And we have Luke Finglas at short, Kyle Rogers at second, Owen Monis at first. So a little bit of a delay here. Okay, so it's not Kyle Rogers at second. It's Nolan Donaldson at second. Kyle Rogers is still catching. Yes, so my son.
So do you actually go around and do it for other teams?
No.
Why don't you just start that? What they'll do is parents will pay this because they can record, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Scouts.
Yeah. For those of you that are just listening, I'm actually talking to one of the tournament directors here at Taunton East, right? We're in Taunton East. Okay. So we got, looks like we got 2 strikes on Laskowski. And that ball is fouled back to the backstop. So we got 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 and 2 here. Here's the pitch from Souza. That ball is high. Looked like strike 3, but instead it is 2 balls, 2 strikes according to the umpire. Laskowski. We are in the bottom of the 3rd inning here in East Taunton. And that ball is a dribbler up the middle. 3rd baseman Matty B is there to make the play over to first for out number 1. So a pretty good at bat by Laskowski. Here comes Resendiz. Resendiz is number 2. Oh, and it looks like we've got something going on here at home plate with Kyle Rogers. Nope, doesn't look like anything important, which is a good thing. So it looks like we got Resendiz, and then we're going to go to the top of the order. So we got 1 down in the bottom of the 3rd. And that ball is swung on and missed for strike 1. And that ball is low and in the dirt for ball 1. Here's a pitch. Another ball in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike here in the top of the 3rd. And the pitch from Souza. And that ball is hit to center field. Jackson is there, makes the diving catch for out number 2. What an amazing play by Jack Souza. Unbelievable diving catch for out number 2. What a play. So we're back at the top of the order, and Escobar is about to step in as he takes his practice cuts. So 2 outs here in the 3rd. And that ball is called strike 1. So Escobar showing bunt. And that ball is a foul ball down the first base line for strike 2. We've got no score here in the 3rd inning. So we've got 2 strikes on Escobar's. Andrew is on deck for Taunton West. Souza's pitch. And that ball is high and a check swing. Way to hold off. So it's 1 and 2 on Escobar. Here's the pitch. And that ball is inside 2-2. Coach Lance Mello for SIBL asking the catcher Kyle Rogers where that missed. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it's in there for a called strike 3, and that retires a side. After 3 complete innings, we are still scoreless here in East Taunton. Due up for SIBL, we have Jack Souza, Finglas, and Owen Monis, and we are going to listen to some music here on Troy City Radio. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Let's turn this music off here. All right. So, there's the bunt, and that ball is fouled. Jack Souza steps in, very quickly takes a bunt. So, good idea by Jack. And so it's 1 strike. And that ball is grounded down to third base. Third base, a long throw over to first, makes it play. So that's going to be 5-3 on the play for out number 1. Here comes Luke Finglas. Luke Finglas flied out to right in the first inning. First, Owen Monis steps in. And that ball is hit down the third base line and foul by a lot for strike 1. So 1 strike on Monis. Finglas at first. We are in the top of the 4th inning here in East Taunton. It's SIBL versus Taunton West. Here's the pitch, and that ball is at the eyes of Owen Monis for ball 1. Pitch is in there. Big swing and a miss. That ball is back to the backstop. The catcher can't find it. He sees it. He goes all the way to the backstop to pick up the ball, but Finglas is at second base on the pass ball. So big swing and a miss by Owen Monis. So it's 1 ball. Fingless at second. We got timeout as the pitcher is tying his shoes again. That's what happens with 11U baseball. So Baez gets a sign. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That ball is high and outside for ball. Is even now 2-2. We got Mello on deck and Matt Burt in the hole for SIBL. Big leg kick by the pitcher. Big swing and a miss for strike 3. Out number 2. Here comes Nolan Mello. Nolan Mello, of course, the runner-up at the Ripken Blue Crab 11U home run tournament last week in Aberdeen, Maryland. And that ball is a big swing and a miss for strike 1. Ball is inside. So 21. Sun is shining. It is very hot. I'm sitting directly in the sun. That ball is in the dirt, and nice stop by the catcher for Taunton West, Resendiz, keeping that ball in front of the plate. Outside and low. So it's 3 balls, 1 strike. And ball 4. So now we have runners on first and second. And Matt Burt coming up. Number 42 for SIBL. Matt grounded out to third in the second inning. Here's the pitch. That ball is lined up the middle. In there for a base hit. Fingless coming around third. And he's going to score. And not in time on the play. So Fingless scores the first run of the game for SIBL on an RBI base hit up the middle by Matt Burt. And Mello is going to be at second base. So we've had Matt Burt at first. Nolan Mello at second. Fingless comes around to score to get the first run of the game for either team. So SIBL on top now, 1-0 here in the top half of the 4th inning. There's a pitch to Jaden Souza in there for strike 1. And taking a look at strike number 2 is Jaden Souza. So we've got 2 outs, 2 on, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch by Baez. That ball is swung on and fouled back into the center of the 4 baseball fields here in the East Taunton complex. And that ball is outside and low for ball 1. So it's 1-2. That's another ball in the dirt. So very quickly, the count is even 2-2 here. First base coach Steve Kern telling Souza a short swing. And that ball is up, and we've got a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the payoff pitch. And that ball is fouled back to the catcher's mask. So we're still even. We're still full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the payoff pitch. That ball is high for ball 4, and now the bases are loaded here in the 4th inning. So something cooking with 2 outs here in East Taunton. We got time called. And the Taunton West coach is out there talking to Baez as we have Souza at first. We have Burt at second and Nolan Mello at third. And we've got a pitching change coming up here. So we're in the middle of the fourth inning. It is 1-0 SIBL. We'll be right back on Troy City Radio. All right, we're back here at Troy City Radio. I'm going to shut this music off. And so we have a new pitcher. We have Nolan Donaldson, bases loaded here in the top of the fourth inning. And that ball is in the dirt and rolling away. And pitching now for Taunton West is number 26, Cashman. And that ball is in there for strike one. So it's 1-1 on Nolan Donaldson. So if you're just joining us, we have, let's see, what do we have here? We have Jaden Souza at first. That ball is a big swing and a miss for strike two. We have Jaden Souza at first, Matt Burt at second base, and Nolan Mello on third. Jaden reached on a 3-2 walk. That ball is up. Ball is outside. Ball is back to the backstop, and Mello is being held at third. So we have a full count on Nolan Donaldson. Sorry for the hesitation. I'm just trying to figure out where to put this microphone. And that ball is hit up the middle, and shortstop has to come in, and everybody is safe. The run scores. And Nolan Mello comes in on an RBI base hit by Nolan Donaldson. Bases are still loaded here in the top of the fourth inning. So the score is now 2-0. Base is still loaded. And all this is coming on 2 outs. And here comes Connor James. Here's the pitch. That ball is fouled back to the backstop for strike one. The 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. That ball was down and low and inside. I think a little too much aggressiveness by Connor James here. So strike two. And that ball is hit down the third base line. All he has to do is just tag third base, and that retires a side. But the damage is done. 2-0 late in the game here, going into the bottom of the fourth inning. So we've got 2 runs for SIBL and nothing for Taunton West. So we'll be right back For those of you listening on Troy City Radio, we will play some music for you. And for those of you watching on YouTube, please bear with the silence. We will be right back. We are back here at Troy City Radio in East Taunton, and number 10, Mr. Andrews, shows bunt here in the bottom of the fourth inning for strike one. We're on YouTube. There's a bunt down the, that's actually foul ball. So for strike two. So if you're just joining us, we are in the bottom of the fourth inning. SIBL is ahead by 2. It's 2-0 here. And we have number 10, Mr. Andrews, at bat for Taunton West. Jaden Souza on the mound, gets a sign. Here's the pitch. That ball is high for ball 1. So it's 1-2 on Andrews. We've got Cashman, Santos, and Chilling Garian on deck for Taunton West. We are broadcasting live on YouTube and on Troy City Radio. You can go to troycityradio.net on your smartphone. That ball is in there for ball 2. In between innings here on YouTube, there is no audio. But if you go to Troy City Radio and listen that way, there is music to be played. And that ball is in there, caught looking for strike 3 for out number 1 here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Getting pretty late in the game here as Cashman steps into the box, number 26 for Taunton West. Souza gets his sign. There's the kick, the pitch, ball high. So there is a little bit of a delay on Troy City Radio. There is only like a 4, not even a 3-second delay on YouTube. That's 2 balls to Cashman. That ball is hit. And that ball is past Connor James. Safe. Lost audio there for a second. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That ball is out there for 3 balls. 3 balls, 1 strike. Cashman is on third, aiming to cut this lead in half. The 3-1 pitch in there for strike 2 as Chilingarian takes a look at that strike 2. Here's the pitch. And that ball is way up and out for ball 4. So now we've got runners on the corner. Something brewing here with only 1 out for Taunton West. Playing Little League rules here in the Taunton East tournament. So we've got Chilingarian on first. We've got Cashman on third. And here comes number 50, Crowley. So substitute looks at ball 1. That ball is in there for strike 1. I apologize. I said we had 2 out, 1 out here. We actually have 2. So Andrews struck out looking for the first out, and Santos was out on the fielder's choice from the 1-3. That ball is low